There we go, and we're live. It just took me right to live, so timing is timing. And you are still
I
frozen.
I
You're frozen. I can hear you, but you're frozen. But now you're moving. So okay, yeah,
yours is
yeah.
black
So
screen,
now
so
I'm frozen, and I can see that I am completely frozen. So I don't know what's going on here. It's not the most flattering picture either. I just want to say
I see your screen as like it's black.
it. My screen is
Uh
black. Okay, you
huh.
stay in. You stay in, and I'm gonna go
Okay,
and out and come back in.
sounds good.
I guess I can't do that while I'm live, so I don't know. Let me see.
Maybe just restart your video.
Okay,
Yeah, there
okay,
you
here
go.
we are. Here we are. Okay, folks, we had some. Listen, we had to reset the link because the
Multiple.
link was not working. So sometimes that's what happens, and that's why I like to do things a little bit earlier because I always, well, I won't say I always, but you know what? It's too. I do things a little earlier because of the technical end of things, because I am not that tech savvy, but I am getting better, and I've learned
You're
through
fine.
time. So listen, if you knew what just took place in the last 5 minutes before, that would have almost sent me off the edge. It didn't send me off the edge. Cool, and made it still here on time. And 2 minutes in, we are now. So,
You're
I
great.
say the topic. I think it's the topic. I don't think that there's entities out there that are watching, that are sending a whole lot of energy to perhaps make sure that this is a conversation that doesn't happen. So what I am going to do is I am going to block that energy right now before we go into this live. And I am going to go through this live. We are going to go through this live, entering it with love, coming from a place of love, and healing, and blocking out any negative energies that might be uh, sent our way. So, having said that, we are talking about jealousy and contempt. Two things that, two human emotions that we don't like to look at, and yet they are as real and exist inside all of us. Um, at some particular point, and it's up to us whether we want to nurture it or we don't nurture it. But there's a need to have this conversation because in our life, we could have someone that is displaying those two, what should we call it? Are they characteristic,
Um,
or are they just emotion?
I think it's an
But
emotion.
it's an emotion. But the need to having it, because oftentimes if it's someone that's extremely up close and personal to you, or up close to you, you may not be recognizing it. And it does have an effect. It will have an effect if you don't wake up and see. It could be currently having an effect, and maybe it's something that you are currently dealing with, but don't know how to put words to context because of all the complication around it, because of who it is, not understanding why either. But we're going to discuss some of that perhaps well, we're going to talk about it in today's discussion. So just to give you a little intro on what we are talking about, and I'm going to leave it to you. I want to know what you feel about the topic, because it was something that I just sprang on you the other day. And you said, "What?"
uh, yeah. Hi,
Well,
mom. Welcome. How are you? Well, I know how she is, but
all is
but
well.
yeah.
All is
All
good.
is well.
Hearts back to you.
Yeah. Um, this is an interesting topic. Um, I feel like when we are we are away as a human, when we are away from our purpose, is when these kind of characteristics or emotions come up. Um, I think it depends where you live, but I feel like it's much more prominent in suppressed communities in some
Mhm.
way, or trauma influenced, or somewhere where there's suppression of emotions, normal human emotions. I see this very prominently, um, because when you're not given the freedom to explore your humanity, um, I think what happens is we don't explore our full potential. And if we see a person in our circle actually doing something for themselves, we kind of project that unmet potential on them, which is how I see this coming up. So I feel like it's our fight with ourselves, if you ask me, but in a very, because we are all mirrors for each other, and you know, so it's actually really helpful if you see someone and you feel this emotion, it's very natural, but then don't stay there. It's a reflection of your potential in another person. um it's but what we do is we tend to victimize ourselves and be like, oh, I can't, or I won't, or whatever. Again, suppression of your human experience happened at some point, and you're still kind of vibrating at that frequency.
And what
um
you're talking about too is the shadow power aspect. Because I like the fact that you're bringing up this aspect, because it is an aspect of the shadow.
it
I
is.
believe that can exist inside all of us. And once again,
Yes.
it's something that we don't acknowledge. What
Well, again,
happened?
it's suppression, right? Because if
Right,
it's a normal human emotion,
right.
but if you take it as if you grew up in or if you have some kind of religious trauma, um, we in religious communities, there's this whole aspect or belief system of good versus bad. This is not good, this is not, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, rather than letting, or I guess building that discernment, um, letting that discernment process happen in the child. We tend to feed them belief systems of what is right and wrong, but that doesn't really help them develop the discernment that is needed to explore the nuances of human experience. You see what I mean? But that, yeah,
I, I just
sorry.
want to say, because you were talking about environment being
Mm,
a component to that behavior um, exhibiting itself. And I definitely, and also, you know what, it depends on what, you know, what your circumstances were, as you said,
yes.
that, you know what, when there were, if you uh, grew up, I'm just gonna speak it. Having grown up in a large family, is most of you that have been following me grew up in a family of 13, and trust me, there
Mm,
was jealousy there because there was always some form of competition. There was always a competition and jealousy going on, that being exhibited among some more than others, but you were always in some form of a competition, competing for your parents' love, of where there was a huge lack. And so, you know what, there was the dances being done all around you.
mhm.
And as someone who was just trying to be fucking safe. And I say that like that because you know what? When I've had, listen, I've been thinking about this topic ever since, you know what, I put it to the table. And it going over in my own life and especially that of my upbringing in my environment that I came up in. Something that I saw, something that I experienced, something that I also, and when I say experience, I experienced it with myself and I experienced having the jealousy. It doesn't breed for a healthy relationship building. Instead, and it doesn't go away either. Just because people become adults, and you know what? Listen, parents have died, children still remain, but everybody's pattern remains the same if you do not do the healing. But when you start to do the healing, you start to really notice it more. And you notice it when it's happening to you. And oftentimes, as I said, hard to put the words to context. So, anyways, there is a need to have this conversation because it can actually block our growth. It can block our growth. And if you have somebody that is jealous of you, and I'm not talking about your overt jealousy. I'm talking about, you know what? There's a group called the OJs, old group, old R&B soul group, OJs, and they had a song called "The Backstabbers." They smile in your face every time they want to, all the time they want to take your place. The backstabber.
Hmm.
And you know what? If you don't see the mask behind the smiles, behind the words, you can be, you know, you can be really bamboozled. And if you are into, and once you do recognize it, and you continue to give passes because of the nature of that relationship, because in your program thinking it was supposed to be forever, or you know, in your program thinking it's family, or in your as I said, in your program thinking, loyalty over everything. When you have someone that you are dealing with in your life that is exhibiting uh the opposite, yet they put on the pretense that they are the opposite to that, it can create, it just as long as the illusion lasts, it can create, well, like I said, lots of damage. So yeah, we do need to have this conversation because you know it's even hard for me to even put the words into context right now because I could give you a plethora of examples right now, a plethora of examples. However, you know what? Then it would sound like it was a sad story, my sad story. And no, it's not about my sad story. It's about awareness. And you know what? The pain which brought power once you realize what the heck is going on. But you know, it's an amount of confusion that surrounds it all when you're still in your confused state that this is not really happening. And once again, it's more painful the closer the individual, or the closer that you thought the individual was to you. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just taking it
And
all
for
in.
those people that, you know what, grew up in healthy family systems, that you didn't experience that, you don't understand it. When even when you see it, you don't know why that there's, and it exhibits itself when um all the family gets together, you notice it come out, and it comes out in subtle jokes, and even the way that the jokes are that's only something that's taking place inside your family, because you know what, normal people don't do those kind of jokes with one another that takes place inside the toxic family. It's like, you know what, as hard as you can come, can you handle it? that's that's not how we build, but that's what happens in the toxic unit. So anyways, once again, all the more reason. And I know I'm feeling like I'm a little bit all over the place with this one, but as usual, we will zone back in. I will zone back in, but I will tell you, it is a very personal topic for me. Very
Mhm.
personal. And I think hence that's why it's difficult for me to have it, because the only solution for me was I had to let them go. Once I seen the disloyalty or the lack of loyalty, after I realized all the excuses I had made, and what made it tough is because this individual was the one individual in my family that, you know what, I thought understood me, and that they got it. And then Spirit showed me through several experiences and examples that it was the complete opposite. So trust me, I am doing my processing still with that one, and still have been processing it, even though I've created my boundaries and I've created my distance. And hence, you see the little smear campaign that might be going on there about you, or the smear campaigns that have went on, and to realize that you can track a lot of those back to that individual, it's like, ooh, pain, painful, painful. They knew your secrets. They knew your most vulnerable moments because you shared that with them. You felt that you had that. It's almost like having, you know what, realizing that, you know what, you got a wolf in sheep's clothing. And that wolf was always looking to devour you. That's a painful recognition. Listen, painful realization, very painful. And I don't think you just get over it. You do have to process it. And as I said, folks, I'm still doing my processing. Hence, that's why this one is difficult. Because in letting that relationship go, it was like letting go of someone who knew me way back when. So, hence, for anyone that's out there and experiencing it, there's another reason I'm having this conversation, because, like I said, it's very difficult to put those words to context, especially if it is a family member, especially if it is your mate, especially if it is your children. Mm, 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 mm. Hence, take a sip of water, breathe, and it too shall pass.
I wish I could hug you. It's I'm sorry you're this is hard. Um I mean, yeah. I think when people break your trust, it's they don't understand that the other person let you in their heart, and that's that that's the worst thing you can do to anybody is break their heart.
Hello, Bro Kingdom.
Welcome everyone.
Sorry to hear about your grandmother.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
Sorry, I'm still kind of processing.
And you know what? I didn't expect it. As I said, I listen, I knew that as the hours were approaching to this live, the level of difficulty, it really was. But as I said, I'm on my journey. I know that this is an important conversation to have. And the fact that I'm even able to have it is so much power to that. And I'm having it so it doesn't hold me back. It will no longer hold me back. Doesn't mean that, I won't be dealing with some type of residue because that healing journey and that it will not creep up. And it's creeping up today because I guess I'm verbalizing it out there today. And that's okay because that's a part of what I do. I don't mind my vulnerability. I'll be vulnerable because if you can look at my vulnerability and you can see that, it's okay to be vulnerable. And maybe not being vulnerable like this is for everybody, but, you know, this whole channel, but it has been a part of my journey. So, and I said that, I was no longer not going to show up. I was going to keep showing up, and no matter what that looked like. So, guys, this is what you're getting today. And this woman, just know this, I'm still processing, but I'm definitely going to be all right. I'm definitely going to be all right. And for the one out there that's processing too, I got you. I got you. You're not the stories that they said about you. You know the fire that you walked through, as well as you know the deception and the traps that were all set around you. And you still was able to walk through. Trust me, I got you. Hello, hello, Demita. The Bro Kingdom. I like that. I like it. So here we are, and Rev Neat is in her heart space today. Beautiful to see. hmm I need to go get tissue. Forgive me.
Oh, please go ahead. Just hmm. How's everyone doing?
Well, I should have just brought the tissue out. I did. I brought them out. They're sitting next to me. Because it might be one of those today. And then again, it just may not be. But, and I don't know. I'm feeling the world too today. Because the world is going through mm, so much pain all over. So much pain. And whew, today it's feeling heavy. What is it? The crown. The crown's feeling heavy. And I just can't adjust it one way or the other. It's just heavy.
Just feel whatever you're feeling, just
Hmm.
go through it. And I just feel like sometimes, and especially that's a lesson I had to learn too, just because you have a good heart and you give people your trust and loyalty does not mean that they can handle it or they can honor it. And I think it's the most difficult lesson, especially with family, because um, you have history with them and you never question it. So it's almost like it's a death, it's a death of you in a way, and all the um, your inner child, that the life that they saw, you know, is kind of collapsing. So it's difficult. Um, yeah, but that's the harsh reality of life that we go through this. And yeah, I wish it could be any different, but
I think
um,
what
that
happens is this.
is. And I feel like if you have, I was just want to mention, like, if you have an open heart and you you give that to people openly, um I guess I'm losing words now because I'm getting emotional. um yeah, it's just like, that's why I guess people build walls. And I think you're doing it the right way. You're kind of processing it all because you don't want to close off your heart. It just means you're kind of sifting through people who were never meant to be reaching that sacred sanctuary of
You know,
yours, right?
quite often there came a
And
point in my journey where I looked at my family and I said, okay, I understand it. I understand where they're wounded. I understand where they're coming from. And you have all these levels of understanding. And is you continue to deal with them and they continue to act in their toxic ways in reference to you and with one another, you continue to contextualize it. This is why. And sometimes and make excuses. But what you don't do is you don't say that shit hurt.
it doesn't matter. It hurts, it
That's it.
hurts.
That's and
That's
so
accountability. And I think especially empathic people tend to internalize um,
mhm,
when it was never yours. It's like
mhm,
you're trying to make sense of it all,
mhm.
but it was never yours to carry.
And that's the thing right there. It's getting to the you realize
Because
not
at the
only
end
do
of,
you
yeah, you're trying to protect your inner child, and you're trying to
absolutely.
protect the innocence um, of your inner child, and that still believes in the goodness of this world. Because otherwise, what are you living for? You're fighting for your life
Mhm.
essentially, because that's what happens. Especially because I feel like family is kind of a smaller universe of the bigger picture. So when we realize that this smaller system or smaller universe is so wrecked. It's hard to trust outside universe too. You see, you kind
Mhm.
of build, like, you break that trust in life essentially. So it's
Well,
really important
that
to.
first uh, system, that first family system,
Mhm.
also had time to do a wreckage on your nervous system. So when you're
Of
out there
course.
in the system and you are
Of
encountering it,
course.
again, it's like, ooh, all of it. Trust me, it's all for its greater lesson. And to be able to see that, as you said, what's happening on the inside is also happening out there. And it's learning to navigate it and integrate it and all of that. And I get all that. And I'm just telling you that it is that is a process, and you got to feel it. And I'm allowing myself to feel it. And as I said,
Yeah.
there were times when that shit hurt bad. And you know what? I just maybe what I did is, you know what? I instead of uh, processing, I
Yeah.
put it on the shelf and continued
I think
on.
you guys can tend to do that, especially cancers. Like, you guys have like high threshold, but I feel like
Absolutely.
you should just not put it under the rug, like, just process it as time goes. Like, don't keep it in. Like, don't keep it in.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the lesson to. It's like accountability does not mean you don't love the other person. It just means you care more about the connection than, because
Because
you,
here's what happens: we hold it in
we
until
hold it in.
we don't hold it in no more. And then we start making radical moves.
Well, that's why
Radical moves.
it's shocking for everyone around you.
Absolutely.
But I feel
Absolutely.
like it should happen as it goes. Like, why do you have to keep it in? You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's the lesson. It's like, don't, just acknowledge and resolve the
Because
situations as they
here's
come.
what's happened. Here's what's happened to the cancer. The cancer has encountered one too many people that were not able to hold what it is that they were sharing. And so they
Yeah.
experienced the backside of that enough that, you know what, they said, you know, I'm going to keep my shit to myself. And then before you know it, you know what, you just realize you just start moving very independently. And even when it comes to bearing your pain, bearing your struggles, you carry them because you know what, at some point you were given the message that they're best carried alone. And that, you know what, your dependence or being able to depend on someone during those particular times. Now, this is not true. This is not fully true.
But that's the universe that you are creating. You're not letting the universe meet you.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely,
the story
absolutely,
you are creating, because you kind
absolutely,
of try to hold on to
absolutely.
people because you feel like that's your world essentially that you're building.
Hmm.
But
Yes.
you kind of forget, maybe, and I don't know much, but you can maybe elaborate more, but like, let life meet you. Like, like, let life surprise you. um and maybe because, so it also depends on, like, how you see the world and how you feel, because you're all heart, I feel like. And I'm like kind of logical. I'm more logical. I have a hard time with my emotions. um and I feel like emotions, oh my god, they stress me out. So I can understand if you're always in that arena, how you see the world can be very different than you know if you're kind of
Well,
operating
being
from
ruled
here,
by the moon, being
and
ruled by
then
the moon,
and
so
then
you're
ruled by
dealing
the
with the
moon.
shadow aspect of emotions all the time, not just yours, but other people. So when I say what I'm talking about in when you're dealing with multiple people, and for
Yeah.
those that um, are able to develop any type of closeness in personal, then you know that if you built it with that cancer, that because we don't build with everybody. We just do not build with everybody. Doesn't mean that, what, we are not open, or not, we're not giving, and we're not caring. But we don't give our listen, you don't get to see my essence until I know that you can carry it.
That makes sense. I feel
That's
like
that's more the heal. That's the that's
that's more
the
of the
that's the heal that came
excuse
through
me.
some after just being open, uh
Mm,
coming with that
yeah.
childish mindset that love heals all. And I don't mean that love is not the healer, but you understand what I mean. That, what, you need to use some discernment around that word love, because I was
Mm,
very open and thought that everyone carried the same loyalty and the same heart space that I did. So that was the biggest, hardest lesson for me, is a cancer. And some of those lessons, I'll be honest, I probably didn't learn until the past 10 years. And once again, in the past 5, to its full clarity. So when I tell you, um, that my makeup, because I'm Cancer, Leo, and yes, your birth sign has a lot to do with how you are going to experience the world. So the more you know about it, it helps with your navigation. So I've always been into astrology on some level, because I
okay.
just a part of it. It's part of me. Part of me. I'm a
Mm, mm,
fucking Cancer. And then a Leo at that. So I definitely know here I came here for the purpose. And I'm doing a part of my purpose right now. That's speaking to people. And that just goes to show you, because I can go from one extreme into my emotions to this girl that you got going on here right now. And what do I mean by that? Is that, as I said, I ain't got no problem with being vulnerable at this particular point, because if it needs to come out, it needs to come out. And that's also part of the Cancer part of me. It has to come out, because it just
and that's
dies.
okay. That's what we're here for. I feel like
Mhm,
I really admire that. I I
mhm.
I think that's why Aquarius, like especially like people like me, we tend to stay away because it's like we want real. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I really admire that in you guys. I feel like you don't half-ass anything.
But that's what I admire in you. That's what the very thing that you like real. That's the very thing that I admire in you, because you know what? We got so many mask wearing, phony
Right.
ass wearing people out there. Yes, I'm going to say it, that you know what?
Yeah, it
Listen,
breaks your
this
heart, you
woman,
know?
and I'm sick of it. When I tell you I'm tired, I'm tired of the games. I just give me
Yeah.
some real.
Okay.
And don't give me performance
Yeah.
either, because you know what? I listen. I can take you some broke down. Do you understand? Because I can understand the levels of where what broke down can look like. But don't give me bullshit.
Mm.
Don't give me
See,
some
that's the
level of
thing.
performance, because I can see it right away, and it
Yeah.
is a instant turn off. Instant turn off. Give me real. And I just think that we got a lot of fake motherfuckers running around in this planet right now. Fake.
I I agree. I mean,
And I know some of them, and I seen some of them, and I see them
yeah.
move, and I'm thinking, you must have forgot what you told me. You must have forgot some of the conversations that we had. I didn't, and I see you moving,
Mhm.
mask wearing. Yeah,
See,
so
that's the thing. And it's like, and that's like, and I think that's why these people are so attracted to people like yourself, for example, because everybody is attracted to the flame. You see what I mean? You have something real. That's what I think we need to remember. That, but that also means you're going to attract all kind of people to yourself, and that's why discernment is important. You need to see what this person is and decide if they can get access to you or not,
everybody
right?
wants it until they realize how it was developed, informed. It was
Hmm.
formed through nothing but fucking pain. But looking
It
at the pain
is.
and
Yeah.
abstracting lessons,
Mhm.
and continuing, because
Mhm.
the times that You may see a lion in front of you today, but I can remember when this lion used to run and hide from people. Ooh, ooh, that gets me right there,
Mhm.
because I know what it is that I have come through in order to get to this woman that is speaking in front of you today. It's not easy. It's
Sorry.
examining through your freaking pain. And you know what? Not letting the pain fucking rotten you and make you not love anymore. Seeing through the bullshit. So, you know, yeah, it's not fake performance. You can try, because I tell you, many have tried to act like me, mimic me, but they didn't do the work. And I'm still watching them right now. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. You didn't run my path,
Mm.
nor did you have my pain, and nor did you fucking work through it. So guess what, motherfucker? You can't be me. Be you. Go do your work. In the meantime, stay the fuck out of my lane. Sorry, folks. No, I'm not sorry. Listen, this gonna be what it's
Don't
gonna
be
be.
sorry. Yeah, it's fine.
And this is what
I
healing looks
just,
like.
yeah, I just want you to remember that you are loved. Like like I love you, and I'm sure there are more people that love you, and because it's you, it's your heart, and no matter how people behave, that will never go away. You know what I mean? Like the real remains the real. You're just letting all of this crap go. I think I know it's difficult, but I would rather go through this pain rather than having snakes around me. I'm just saying. I
Absolutely.
don't I don't need no snakes around me. I
And you
don't
know, the real power is this, is when you can learn to set with yourself. That's the real power. To set with yourself, but you know what? Set in this. Allow yourself to feel it by yourself, not having somebody else process your shit with you, but you process your shit and realize it's all a part of the human experience, and that it doesn't make you weak, it makes you actually stronger. So, all that solitude, y'all, that you all see me doing, whew, that's my power. That is my power. That's me recalibrating.
also remember like you're kind of you're an alchemist in a way. You are a mirror to the people around you. A big giant mirror that also comes with not very good experiences. I'm just saying.
Yep,
And I think these are the growing pains that's what you're going through. Um that's just how humans are. Rather than owning our limitations, we would rather project them on the mirror. Mirror doesn't fucking care. I'm just saying.
that's
And
it.
that's where you're getting at. It's you seeing your value, you
Hmm.
seeing your power, owning it,
That's right.
and don't take it personally. And that's the work. You know, it's like not taking it personally.
Ah,
Even even if it's blood family or chosen family, it can be anybody. Humans are humans. Um there is no special access. I feel like I'm at a point where it's like you act, I'm just gonna mirror the energy you're giving me. Simple. There is
yep.
no hierarchy, there is no special access. There's um you give me love, I'll give you back love. It's like that's as simple as it is. I'm just gonna
You
mirror the
show up,
energy.
I'll show up. You don't show up,
You show
guess
up,
what?
I'm gonna
I
show
don't
up.
show up.
And
That's
I think that's the thing. It's like it's learning relationships are a lot of work. And I feel like in dysfunctional families, it's like there's this unwritten lot of rules around you can act the way you want to, there's zero accountability, there's a lot of scapegoating going on. It's like that is a breeding ground for negative, low vibration energies, entities. And I also want to mention, by the way, that essentially as you evolve on this path, you become the mirror. And that also means that you're going to start feeling these might not even be your emotions. You might be processing other
Mm,
people's stuff. And I think that's what I was getting to at with you. You're an alchemist, and especially you're so much in sync with the moon, you're probably just processing everyone's pain. It's not it's not even yours. Like, who fucking cares? But
I
to
just said
realize
that this
that
morning. I said I feel like I'm feeling
it's not
everybody.
yours. Yeah, it's because and that's if you have a big heart, that's the problem. I mean, I think it's really important to have energetic boundaries, emotional boundaries, mental boundaries. It's
Mm,
really important to create all of that, really getting to know yourself, so you know the moment something's out of alignment, it's like it's not even mine. It's really important for especially you guys. You're so much in emotions
recognize.
because
Listen, I have to recognize
because
my own
because
patterns very much,
yeah,
very much.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
because otherwise you'll always be fighting because there's always something going on all the time that we don't see,
Mm,
but you're feeling it, you know. But to realize that, is it even mine? Like, do I have to own
mm,
it? It's not even yours. Like, seriously, it's but like to understand and to set the boundaries. Like, I'm not taking ownership of this.
mm-mm.
This is your crap. You process it, sending it right back to you, wherever it came from. I do that
To
every day.
serve with love. To serve with love. Here,
Yeah.
take it back. It's
And
yours.
it's like cleaning up your energetic space. I try to do that whenever I can remember. It's like just say like I send back all non-me energy back to wherever it came from, where it can do no harm across all lifetimes, all spaces, time. It's like just it's really important to do that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like hygiene, energetic hygiene. Like that's what it's called.
Mm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the voices we are listening to, I mean, as it's getting deeper, your dreams will tell you what's going on because you're cleaning up your subconscious, right? You can feel, and your body will tell you. There's just observe yourself, and you have much more control over this than you realize.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to get out of that victim mindset. It's like it's happening to me. I know it's happened, but like it's a human
Absolutely.
aspect.
Absolutely. You know what's a feeling? That a feeling
Yeah,
comes and a feeling goes. But you gotta acknowledge it.
yeah.
Acknowledge it when it comes, but know this, it's gonna go.
And it's easier said than done because I have been through these experiences all my life, and it can make you feel um, abandonment. It can make you feel unworthy, alienated, um, question your self worth. It really shakes up your self confidence. You don't feel belonged. Like there's just so much that you internalize when it was never about you. It was just the people around you couldn't hold you the way you needed them to. It was never about you. But to change, and whenever you see that happening, to change the narrative, because that's what keeps us in that loop. Oh yeah, people did
And
that to me.
I was
Well,
gonna say. that not everyone that is with you is for you. Not everyone that is clapping for you. Not everyone that is smiling for you. That
That's
behind
why
that
you have to know
smile,
yourself. Yeah.
oh, big time, big time, big time,
Because
big time.
there's this line in Gurbani, but it's like, it says, like, I am at a point where I don't care if you praise me or if you slander me.
That's right. That's right.
I don't care. And I think that's the thing. Like, you don't, you are giving your power away if if the praise affects you and if the slander affects you.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? If it's
And
false presence, I don't want false presence in my life at all. And what do I mean? That because some will opt for the falseness because that false presentation is filling a void, and some will stay with the
yeah,
BS
yeah, because
where there's no
again,
accountability, where
yeah,
no one's calling each other out. It works. Shove it underneath the carpet. We'll act like that didn't even happen until the next time, and we may have a
Mhm.
but then shoved underneath the carpet, and away we go. And so when
right.
you've reached that level of where you're not shoving it underneath the carpet anymore, and
It's
they're not even
really,
entering, they're not even entering the space, but it calls out
yeah.
something to the rest of the crew.
And I've been feeling like we think like self love is like going to a spa and blah blah blah. No, it's like really giving yourself the love and care that you wanted from someone else, and to in getting to know yourself, your body, your mind, your emotions. And it's not like you will not meet people, but how do you know the difference? Like you said, if you were not fed love in a healthy way, you're going to lick it off knives. And that's what it is.
That's
We are
right.
all seeking love because we are made of love. And I keep thinking about this frequently these days. I'm like, everybody's seeking love in a very winding, unconscious way, but everybody's seeking love. It's just, we're distracted. We're just trying to meet this basic need,
You were talking about
right?
the gift, and the gift being, I believe, is returning to yourself. You don't
Yes.
self, not abandoning yourself. In all the scenarios that I may have talked about today, the biggest power came through not self abandoning anymore. Even though, you know what, in order
Yeah.
to do that, sometimes it was hard not to self abandon because you know what, you've got this programming of not wanting to disappoint
Mm.
others, or all these micro
Yeah.
programmings that you have going on inside your brain from your previous programming. Sometimes it can make
I
that
just, it makes me so angry. Like, this makes me so angry. Like, how is this love if you are telling the other person to abandon themselves and not trust themselves? How is that love? This is not love. You're using the other person.
yes, yes,
Love
to
is
fulfill your need
to
of
fill
whatever
your
that
need.
is within
How
that
is that
moment.
love? It's like, it's not love. You're just getting your needs met and using the other person.
But if you come up into a system of in which equates love with self abandonment, which is huge in toxic families,
Okay. I
because
think
nobody is
mm,
thinking about their own autonomy. And in fact, you better get on board with the pack mentality, and that is that you know what, we all stick together, which means we all stay together in the same bullshit too. And you know what? I'll tell you something. Don't do. It's weird shit that goes on in these units. That no, it is. It's bullshit. And then when you
and
break away
and
from it and you
that's
really
why there
realize,
is, Yeah, but like that is why this is the self abandonment is the breeding ground for envy and jealousy.
Yes, it is.
You see what I mean?
Yes, I
Can you see the
do.
link? Can you see
Yes,
the
I
link?
do. Yes, I do. I do. I do. And I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking, yeah, oh, and I've, you know what? I've seen it for quite some time. For quite some time. Henceforth, this is why we're talking about it. This is exactly why we're talking about it.
It's like when you are not standing with yourself, how can you see the other person doing good in life? Because you are not happy with yourself. That's what
That's it.
jealousy is.
That's it.
It's self-hatred.
How dare you try to climb out of the box? How dare
No,
you
but
think that
it's
you're better?
self-hatred.
It is.
It's hatred for
It
yourself
is.
because
It is.
you're because remember, we are made to build we are built. Everything in the universe is seeking balance and alignment.
Hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
And so the self that we have abandoned is going to come and mirror themselves in other people
Yes.
because it's asking for balance, it's asking for integration, it's asking for alignment, and it's going to
Yes.
keep showing up and keep showing up. And that's why these people don't do anything in life, because
Right.
their it's their inner self is mirroring in other people. That's what is really happening.
And
It
they're
was never
holding
about
on to
you.
their
And that's,
persona
yeah,
of
it was
of
never
themselves.
about you. Yeah, it was never about
Mhm.
you. A
Mm.
person that is not, because I can see that in myself. Like, I have suppressed my emotions for so long, I cannot see that in other people, and I have started to notice that. You see
Yes,
what I mean?
I do. I do. You
And
know, it's
it's
like
like,
click, 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 click. Yeah,
yeah, but it's the
clicking the
same
dots
thing. It's like
together.
what you cannot accept in yourself, you cannot accept in others. You just, because you just don't know how it looks like, how it feels like.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you're
Hmm.
like, how dare they? It was
Yeah.
never about you. It was
Yeah.
always about, it's I'm telling you, we are fighting with ourselves.
Yes.
But what happens ends up happening is we lose potential um friends and connections, um healthy connections. We can lose them for life, you know. That's what, that's the loss, if we don't recognize this pattern. We can lose people, but that's a journey. Are you here?
I am here. I am here.
And that's why we say, like, you're not, you know, like that whole process is like, how dare they, um, it's like we can't believe that they're ready to lose us
Yeah.
over something that can be fixed. But remember, you cannot fix that.
Yeah. No.
That's something they need to fix in themselves. You're
And
just
yeah, because they'll
mirroring that to
minimize it
them.
as something small. And you know what? Well, once again, what? But we know why. It's because they're unwilling to acknowledge what truly needs to be fixed inside of them.
This is just one thing. You will like, life will keep bring. That's why it's like we're like, why is this happening again? Why do I keep meeting the same kind of people again and again and again and again? That's why, because we're not acknowledging something in ourselves, and it's going to mirror up in people around you, and especially in families, because you cannot escape that. That's why I think the universe tend to put very like contrasting people in the same family, because you cannot escape. You see what I mean? You cannot escape that lesson. You have to integrate it. It's going to keep showing up until you learn the lesson. So that's why
It,
it's karmic lessons.
some of the best lessons, some of the best lessons
You can.
came from that environment.
Yeah,
Seriously, they were the most
that's
painful,
why.
but you know what? They were the, yeah, best lessons. So I thank them for
And
that.
it, yeah, and I think when you take an experience like an experience, it stops holding that much power, because when you tend to, and maybe that's what childhood wounds do, you make it, because at that age you're all emotions and you don't have a
Mm,
sense of self, so everything feels big. Like you don't get a spoon, you start crying like crazy. I'm just saying,
yeah.
because you don't have a sense of self. And I think these are like early wounds that we are talking about.
I was
That's why
just
the
picturing that whole scenario, the whole
yeah,
breakdown because didn't
yeah,
get a
you crash
bone.
out. It's like,
Yeah.
and I can see that in myself too. There's some things that happen and the reaction is so big. I'm like, oh, this is like childhood wounds that I'm dealing with here. Because the reaction tells you everything. If the
Oh yeah.
reaction is big,
Oh yeah.
it means like it's coming from an early age. You didn't have even have language for it.
There was a trigger that happened. Absolutely, that came from. Yeah, definitely. Do you realize
But
that we are in a Cancer moon? Do you realize that too? That that's what the moon is actually in right now.
oh yeah, yeah.
Mm. So we're all might be feeling some bit of emotions that are more. Uh, you all might be experiencing something similar.
I'm telling you, like I think I have oh my god. This season has been like, ooh, it's been tough. Um, I
And
think
it's the dark water.
emotions can be really tough, but I feel like that they, and that's what I also feel. I just want to link it. Maybe it's unrelated, and we are past an hour. Um, we need to learn how to process our emotions as a society. We are
Mm,
all running around constipated emotionally,
yes.
which is why we stay stuck in the same kind of life, same kind of people. We're not evolving. Um, and our bodies show us that, and our, mind shows that. It's just, I think that I'm realizing now that emotions are what makes us human, and they're not a burden. And if they are, it's potentially because you were not allowed to have emotions as a child.
There's no balance with them. If they become a burden, there's no balance in your emotions.
Well, I think first you have to, it depends how much connected you are to yourself emotionally. I have started learning about my emotions. I think it's been maybe 4 to 5 years now. But like that wasn't even a thing. Like it's almost like I had to learn this new language. And it
Because you know,
started
at the
from
end
me
of the
learning
day,
music. That's what I'm saying. Like I started learning music, and music is all about emotions. I'm like, I have no clue what these emotions are, and I cannot be mechanical. You see what I mean? Like people can sing and stuff, and I don't think that's from, well, that's where it started, you know? Oh.
but at the I won't even say at the end of the day because I often say that. I don't mean it because it seems like it's final, but it's no but.
Mm.
We must deal with the shadow. It is something that we integrating the shadow, acknowledging the shadow, and integrating the shadow is a process that will be. It's on the continuum of the healing journey. We have the light side of it of the spiritual healing journey, but there's the shadow aspect, and there's many aspects to the shadow that because often we don't want to look at the shadow, and we have spent most of our life not looking at it, and so there's many aspects to it that needs to be looked at, processed, and integrated. And
And
that will be
again,
on a continuum.
yeah, yeah, and it's not that serious. I don't know. We make it like, oh my God, like, I guess that happens in spiritual awakening, but we are always learning and evolving, and
Yes.
it will, like you said, you will continue to grow and evolve. But like life is not that serious. Like you, life will show you what you need to integrate and just move
Mm,
on and have fun. And the people who are supposed to stay will stay. Like seriously, it's not that. It's only when we latch on to life and experiences, and of course you go through heartbreaks and stuff. Like I'm not even saying you won't attach, because it's a very human thing to attach, but I guess discernment is important.
the thing of it is they're all experiences. When you can look at life like it's an experience to be experienced, and we're experiencing it at the
Yeah.
time, you may not realize it, but it's all for your higher good. It's up to us whether we want to take the leap and get the lesson. Up to us of whether we want to do the work or going to do the work, or you can
And
stay in a
it's
repetitive
yeah.
cycle of the same shit happening all over again, same way, different people, different places, but same shit because you didn't do none of the work. You didn't abstract from the lesson, so you end up doing the same thing over again.
Yeah, and pain is a best teacher there is. um I don't think I would have been on this path if it wasn't the pain that actually pushed me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like we don't do it because we were, I wasn't. It wasn't motivation, it was pain.
it was
Okay.
pain.
um
So
so
true.
keep going, keep learning, and the divine always helps. I feel like we tend to, it's important when you're doing this kind of work to always remember that you're all divinely protected, and no matter how much people talk shit or project on you, or vice versa, you doing that, you're always divinely protected. Keep your vibration high, connect with the divine in whatever way works for you. It's really important to remember that. Feel like,
Hmm.
because you can get, you can drown in that it's in that experience if you don't
Absolutely.
know. It's just a lesson. That's it. It's just a lesson. It's not your
Just a
story.
lesson. It's
But it's
not
a
your story.
process. It's a process. You will get angry, and like whatever Hilda was, it's normal. Just be angry and process your emotions and feel what you feel. Seriously, that's the only way to get through. You Yeah.
I'm full
But in
agreement,
a healthy way. In a healthy
but it
way.
has to
Like,
be. It
oh
has to
my
be.
God.
It has to be. It has to
Right?
be. Yeah, that's where I
Um,
say that, you know what, that's where the balance is. It comes into play hugely. And I guess that's a part of the regulating, that learning to
Regulate our
keep,
nervous system.
yes,
Yeah.
keep the balance going. Because
Yeah.
it's good to have the
Yeah.
detector to know when you're not on balance though too.
And play and follow your passions, and um follow your bliss. And I'm talking to myself too. Like it is so important to be doing the things that light you up. And it can be
Mm,
anything.
yes, because
You
that can
know,
get lost.
it can. And I have a tendency to, but I'm like, sometimes you have to push yourself, and it's like,
Yeah, sometimes you do. You do. You do. Because you can lose interest in all those things that did bring you some uh, joy, your creative side. That creative side is very
yeah.
important because it is. Yeah, finding it and working with it because we
And
are creators. We are creators, and some of us are just
Yeah.
naturally born creators.
And connect with the divine. Like I seriously want to mention this. Like there is so much negativity in this world. If you focus, and we tend to focus a lot on the negativity, and if you watch the news and everything, it's like, oh my god, the world is so bad. Well, that's what we are focusing on, but that's not the full picture. So it's
Exactly.
important to remember that and continue to have a connection with the divine on a regular basis,
Mm,
because that's what we are. And I think we all have a choice. How do we want to go through this life? Being a victim and the sob story, and oh my God, people are doing this to me? Or it's like, okay, yeah, we keep going with our head high, you know?
and remember, you are not your story. Your story is just a part of your experience of the you.
I think, yeah. And that's why I feel like we should read more fairy tales. I think we have forgotten the whimsical, we've forgotten the magical part of us. That
Yeah.
life is not that. And that's why I like to read children's books sometimes, or stories, and it lights me up. I love it.
See,
You
the
know,
reason why they say make believe because you could listen to just to talk about that. I'm going to tell you,
I
coming up in the
love
talk, I do
kids
too.
stuff. It's
Listen, if it
like,
wasn't for the power of make believe, I would have not
true.
gotten through my environment because oftentimes,
Imagine.
listen, if I wasn't doing make believe with a make believe, creating a playhouse, I was doing make believe, doing paper dolls. It was all allowing me to use my imagination,
I
which
love
allowed me to
that.
take myself out of my current environment and create something
Yeah. Oh my
absolutely
God.
else.
I
Very, I wouldn't have made it
cannot
through.
believe. I
I
think that's
wouldn't have
been my
made it
whole
through.
life. Yeah, it's been my whole life. I'm like, I cannot believe that this is all there it is. Like, I could not accept, I refuse to accept that this is all it is. Like, as a child, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep my whimsical alive. Like, I'm gonna let that part of me alive. And I still do that, no matter what,
I just
you
talked
know?
about paper dolls. I just really aged
Yeah.
myself. Well, even playhouses, I guess, make believe playout, they're making up playhouses. That's just something that's not current either anymore. Because I don't see any kids doing that. If it is not bought
Oh,
to them out of a store, like the little made kitchen, no. We actually outside, I made my own little environment. And you know what? Getting
I used to.
a pan or a spoon from my mom, but creating from an old,
Oh.
listen, that was creation. That was a make believe, imagination. I
Yeah, I
miss
think
that.
it's really important. It's really, yeah, just it's really important to have
Yes,
a good imagination. Otherwise, oh my, I cannot, I don't believe like this is all it is. No, even now. Like you have to let your
absolutely.
inner child live and thrive and keep it alive. Yeah.
And I think that we should wrap this up.
We should wrap this up.
And I'm going to say this that if you are encountering the spirit of jealousy, contempt in your life at this time, I hope that this episode, this conversation, you're able to glean something from it and know this that you are not alone um, in your experience. And over
You're doing
here,
something, you're doing something right. I just want to
you're
emphasize
doing
like, you're
something
probably doing
right.
something right.
You're doing
You're
something
probably
right.
doing something worth noticing, because like people,
That
like I'm just saying there should be something
that's
to
right. That's right.
compare
That's right.
or be envied about, you know. And I just want to mention, like, even when I was at my lowest in life, people still envied me. And it's like it's mind blowing if you really look at the other side of it. It's like that's how dangerous you are
Hmm.
to other people. You don't see your potential.
Because oftentimes, what would have broken them, they know it would have broke them, and they
Yeah.
see that you know what they may see you when you're down, but they see you come back. They see your bounce back, and so once again, that mirror
Yeah.
is creating the
Yeah.
experience that you
Just
are seeing. You have
yeah.
something that they don't, or they think
Get
that you
used
have something
to.
that they don't. They just got to exercise their muscles. They didn't put the work in. That's it. The bounce back comes in the work.
I don't know. It's I still have a hard time with it, but like I really feel like we're all just mirrors for each other. Seriously, that's it. We don't need anything from anyone. We can have that connection, but like at the end of the day, we're just mirroring each other.
Absolutely.
So it's not personal, but then it's a lot. It's work. I'm just saying. I know. I It's easier said
Well,
than done.
I gotta tell you,
Let's wrap up.
very listen, this was a difficult one, but I want to thank you for as usual,
Of
we
course.
landed on our feet in the conversation. uh, Definitely always turns itself around. Spirit gets us navigated back in the right spot. And I want to thank anyone that might be listening to this, and if you've been participating in this live, you've been listening. um Thank you for allowing me to be in my space today and be be me. Just be me and be vulnerable. So thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable with you. Thank you for allowing
Of
me to be
course.
vulnerable
It's
with
my
you and
honor.
holding me in the space. And if you have not, uh, if you come across this, hit the subscribe button. If you want to partake in more of these conversations so that you don't miss out, and hit the like button if you're taking the time to come by and see it. It's not going to hurt, and it helps. So, and having said that, I am going to, unless there's something else that you'd like to say.
No, I've said quite a lot.
Well,
That's it.
you are
Thank you.
appreciated once again, and but call
Thank you.
me after this live, okay? Give me
I'll have dinner, but maybe later.
have
Yeah.
dinner, maybe later. But anyways, folks, we're going to say goodbye, and you will see us again before I leave. Uh, we're going to be live on Rev Needs channel the next time. We don't know just exactly what the topic is yet, but just be looking for us because
Yeah,
we're going to stay
Saturday.
regular with this. So
Yeah.
make a great day, and yeah, I hope you're enjoying the sun wherever you're at.
All
Bye.
right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.